right, I'm Katie Roof. I recently joined TechCrunch. I write and do video there, and I'm joined by Andy Butler, who's the CEO of Square Panda, which recently launched and is coming out with some games here. Andy, thank you for joining.
My pleasure.
And so, I did a video with you the other day, and tennis legend Andre Agassi, who's backing this initiative, and what it is he's passionate about childhood education, and you're coming out with games that teach children how to read, and that's what we have here. Can you tell me more about your games and how they work?
Sure. Our games are focused on this critical period in a child's life, from 2 years to 8 years old, and research shows that that's the period of time when neural networks are formed in a mind that actually enable a child to do the very complicated task of reading. And so it's absolutely critical to get to children at this point in time. And then further research shows that the best method for doing that is actually through phonics instruction. And so our whole program is a phonics-based program that utilizes gameplay to teach the child the fundamental structure of phonics and how words are formed, the difference between vowels and consonants, and prepare them to go into, when they reach kindergarten or first grade, they have self-confidence, which is even more important than reading capability, really.
Well, that's good. Reading is important, so I'm glad you're behind this. But there are so many different educational games. I mean, most of them here at CES are about coding. But how do you differentiate yourself? Why are you better than the other games out there that teach kids how to read?
Yeah, there's several ways that we are different. First of all, we're multisensory. Further research shows that tactile reinforcement of pattern recognition is an extremely powerful way to make strong cognitive impressions. And
can you hold the mic a little closer?
Surely. Okay. Thank you.
And anyway, so you were saying that the tactile reinforcement is helpful. Is that because you have these blocks here? For those of you who can't see, there's letters.
Yes.
That can help you. I don't know what I'm spelling here, but the idea is that it's more than just an iPad here. You have tools and toys to play with.
So tactile reinforcement is one of the important ways that we're different. The other is we deploy an exploratory technique of language education. And research shows, there's this fantastic TED Talk, if you haven't seen it, by a professor at Berkeley named Alison Gopnik, who talks about the importance of discovery and exploration in early minds. And that's what we aim to do with this particular application. For example, if the child wants to spell a word and randomly comes up with a word that's a nonsense word, like Hyro, I think
it should be hired. There you go.
Hired, there you go. But let me demonstrate a nonsense word.
Okay, if they do the wrong word, what happens?
Yeah, you press the chameleon's belly. He swallows the word.
Okay, there was a chameleon that just ate the wrong word.
And you can't hear it from out there, but he just said Hyro. So we have a computational phonetics engine behind all this that lets the child play with words in a self-directed fashion. And that's what fundamentally is different about Square Panda, one of the elements that's different. So, and when the child suddenly writes or discovers the spelling of a real word like hero, I don't know if everybody can see it out there, but then the chameleon will do something very different.
It's a fun game.
And now you're going to see
if I were in preschool, I'd be even more excited. No, it's a cute thing you have going on here.
And then the spelling is reinforced with a real picture of that word. And then the chameleon does a little dance because he's happy that you spelled a real word. So it deploys amusing animation techniques to reinforce the curriculum that we're trying to achieve.
And so if people want this, where can they get it? How much does it cost? Right now it's only available on iOS platforms, that's correct?
It is strictly an iOS platform at the moment, and they can go to squarepanda.com and order. We are in production on the hardware. We'll be shipping both hardware and software by April of this year, so you can get in the queue for a pre-order. We do not charge credit cards until we ship. We're not a crowdfunding site. This is really to get in the queue to place your order ahead of everybody else.
And so do you have any sort of partnerships with schools or any other educational organizations? Because I would imagine that that would be extremely helpful to your business in getting the word out about Square Panda.
Absolutely. I mean, we have several critical partnerships that differentiate us. We're in partnership with the Head Start program, and we've been working with local Head Starts in Oakland and in San Francisco because we're from the Bay Area, but we're going to expand nationally. And we actually we're a socially responsible company, so we're actually donating units to the Head Start offices in the various localities. And we actually send in tutors to help the teachers with the Head Start administrators to help them with the fundamentals of phonics instruction.
And how did you get connected with Andre Agassi in supporting this?
You know, Andre is a fantastic partner. He's on our board of directors, and he plays a very strategic role. For those people who just know Andre as a tennis star, he has actually been involved in education. He's had a charter school here, a charitable charter school here in Las Vegas for the last 14 years in an economically challenged area. But he's recently expanded, and he is opening up charter schools around the country. So he's used his fame and his exposure to actually advance the cause of education. And we were introduced to Andre through several connections. And when we presented to Andre, he saw the immediate synergy between what we were trying to do and what has been his career goals post-tennis.
Yeah, it's always great to hear when people who have power and money are using it for good. And so who are your other investors? I know Square Panda is brand new, but do you have other people who are looking to back you guys? Yeah,
we're actually fairly well funded. We've gone through 2 rounds of funding. We're in the middle of our 3rd round of funding. We have our investor base is confidential. We have a fiduciary responsibility because
well, you should just tell me right now and break the story here on stage.
I can say Andre Agassi is a major shareholder in the company also, and he does sit on our board of directors. But we've been up till now all private and accredited investors, like a lot of startups, and we've been very fortunate to attract a lot of motivated individuals who not only want to invest in a solid business plan, but also make a social impact. And they're finding that in Square Panda.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's like angel investors, because VCs usually like to tout what they're investing in. But all right, okay. And so what's your background? How did you come up with this idea? Why are you so passionate about ed tech?
Yeah, so my background is I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've started up several companies. I've been in the smart product design area, most of my career. I studied at Stanford before they had smart product design, so I did studies in electrical engineering and mechanical engineering at the same time. But I became acquainted. There's 2 Las Vegas very well-known entrepreneurs in this area, and they are investors, the Boakley brothers, that came to me about 2 years ago.
You just told us who some of your investors were. You said they were secret. I just want to point that out.
Okay. So we revealed that. So they came to me because they had actually struggled with early stage learning in their careers, and they always promised themselves to make an impact on education when they became wealthy and financially successful. And so they came to me about 2 years ago and asked me to get involved with creating not just this product, but a whole line of physically interactive products that could change the trajectory of children at the earliest stage.
So the whole line, what else is going to be in the line? What other types of products might be in store for Square Panda?
Yeah, so we deeply believe in working with these wonderful devices called tablets, which have fantastic visual capabilities, computational abilities, and communication abilities, but we also deeply believe that children should be playing with physical devices. And what we've seen, we've been testing for over a year in schools and Head Start programs and daycare centers, and what we've seen when children play with physical elements that talk to tablets and everything, they still stay grounded in the physical world. They don't have that hypnotic screen time experience where they lose contact with the world. So all of our products in the future will have physical interactivity, tactile, multisensory activity, and then be supported by a deep base of curriculum like our phonics program.
just for kids, right? You're not making any games for millennials that I can play with. All right. Well, thank you so much, Andy
Thank you,
Butler,
Katie.
CEO of Square Panda.
If you have the chance, please check out squarepanda.com and help us change the world.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much.